Hello guys, welcome back to TechCruise. Today we'll be doing an in-depth review on the Varla Eagle One Pro. I have done around 200 kilometers on this thing so far, so I will be able to say my own feedback and my opinion about a couple of things. This scooter is definitely made for people who like more sleek and modern designs, people who like Norwegian designs, Swiss designs and all those type of things. It doesn't have all the fancy LED lights, the disco party and stuff like that. It's just one scooter that is made to and built to be a point A to point B scooter. It is going to take you with no problem at all, and it has big tires, which is also a big plus as it makes it really comfortable to ride with the nice suspension. Alrighty, let's start on the specs. We have got dual 1000 watt motors, which are very powerful, and I love riding with them. I don't have any problems with going up hills. The Varla website does state that it can climb up a 35% incline, which is very impressive. I haven't seen a big hill to try and get up it, but I'm 100% sure it can make it up that incline. We've also got sine wave controllers, which in my opinion could be smoother. They could be calibrated a bit more, as from my riding experience, it isn't the best, but obviously there's room for improvement. We've also got a 60 volt battery, which is 27 amps, which is a nice and big battery. And they also state on their website that you can go 72 kilometers on one full charge, which I can definitely approve on, as I have done the range test, which you can see here or here, wherever it pops up. We managed to go 70.56 kilometers on one full charge. I did manage to do 71 kilometers, which is very impressive. My legs did die at the end of the range test, obviously. Also, the top speed on the Varla Eagle One Pro is stated at 75 kilometers an hour. I personally haven't tested that, as I just don't think it's safe to go that type of speed on any scooter really. But if I ever manage to get like some suit, protective gear and something like that, I will do it and let you guys know if it can reach that speed. We have also got a nice bright headlight at the front. It is a 10 watt headlight. It is definitely very powerful to ride during the night. I haven't had the need to put any extra lights on the handlebar section or any near the bottom, as this light by itself is very powerful. Now we'll start from the handlebars. On the right hand side, obviously this scooter doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but we do have a bell. So this bell is very good. It definitely works quite well. It's really funny to see people's reactions, as whenever they think of an e-scooter, they normally have like an electrical horn or something like that, whereas this has a normal bicycle bell. So people are expecting for you to pass on a bicycle, and then come you on this massive 11-inch tire e-scooter just flying past, and they're like, what? I thought that was a bike. We've also got on the right hand side, we have got our thumb throttle. Me personally, I obviously prefer trigger throttle, as there's more control in it, as this throttle does have quite a big of a dead zone inside the throttle. I have figured out a way on trying to maximize the comfort on riding with this push throttle. It's definitely not the best. It reminds me of one of the Nami throttles. They have that at the bottom, and it has quite a big dead zone as well. Now we'll go into the middle. We have a TFT display. It is very nice. I like the design of it. We do have an NFC card for this e-scooter, so you will be given a black NFC card. If I can get it out of my pocket. We have got a black NFC card labeled Varla on it. There we go. It has Varla labeled on it. It is a big card, so you can't physically lose it. I mean, obviously you can lose it, but like, it's always good to have a bigger card, so then you can just hold the button, grab the card, and then it'll start flashing with a green flashing symbol on the screen. Put it at the bottom of the screen and it turns on. So that's very convenient. I like having big cards, as sometimes I even have my phone in my pocket and I'm just searching around, where is this card? Whereas this card is definitely a lot bigger and I can just easily grab it, scan it, and off you go. On the screen, we do have a battery percentage bar in the top right corner, which says how much percent we have, and like a progression bar. We've also got a symbol that looks like a gear with some wings in it. That's a symbol showing if you have dual motors activated or not. So currently I have it activated. It comes activated straight away once you turn on the scooter, but to turn it off, you hold the plus button for 3 seconds and the symbol will just disappear, and now you're going to be in single motor, which is the rear motor. At the bottom of the display, we have got our trip and odometer, so you can switch that with the power on button. You can change it from trip, odometer, and the voltage. So in case you don't trust the voltage meter or the percentage bar, you can always look at the bottom, look at the voltage, and then you'll see how much percent you still got left. Then we've got our gear levels. So 1 pass, which means what level you're on. So you can go 1, 2, 3. There's 3 levels on this scooter. To go back, you have to use your down arrow. You can't just skip. If you're on 3rd and you press plus, it won't go to number 1. You have to click down with the minus button to get down. Now we go on the left side of the handlebar. On the left side, we have got this button module. We have got the power on button, which is to power it on and off, and obviously to switch at the bottom of your screen for voltage, trip, and odometer. Then we've got an information button. I got no clue what this button does. It's been like, I've clicked it many times, I've held it, it doesn't really do anything. We've also got a light button, so you hold that for 3 seconds, as in you can see we have activated the front light, and this will activate the back light as well. Something about the backlight is that when you do hold onto the brake, it doesn't go brighter, it just starts flashing. So in the idle mode, when you do have your light on, it's just like a dim red light. And then once you hold the brake, it goes brighter but like flashes. Next to that button module, we've got the plus and minus button, which are very easy to use, and you can also use these to switch around your P settings. And then obviously we've got the 2 hydraulic brakes, which is, this is the front brake and this is the back brake. Also, another pro on this scooter is the display. It is very nice and bright. I have worn polarized glasses and you can definitely see the screen very well. I also wear my goggles on top of my helmet and I can also see the screen very well. It's nice and bright during the daytime and it's very visible. Another pro is a steering dampener that is built in. You may not see it, but it's inside the steering column and it definitely does stiffen up the ride. It doesn't really look like there's anything, like it feels really loose, but if you move from a scooter that doesn't have any steering dampening and then you go on this, it's like, wow, this really does feel better. It definitely does make you feel more confident if you ever have to ride with one hand. If you have to change any GPS or anything like that, you can definitely ride with one hand comfortably. Just make sure you don't slam on the throttle like I just did. Oopsie daisy. Make sure you don't slam on the throttle, as you can rip yourself off like I just did. Very smart me. I'm gonna hold the brake for now. So don't just slam on the throttle, as you can fly off if you're gonna ride with one hand. So just make sure you're on like cruise control activated or something like that, so you can nicely ride. There's also another pro, which I really love the brakes. The brakes are very nice. They're nice and powerful, don't have a problem with them. They definitely do stop in a short period of time. And now let's start on the cons. The cons are the brakes as well. Not just the brakes themselves, but the brake levers. I'm sorry, but this really does suck. Moving from a bike or an e-scooter you're really gonna hate having your back brake being right next to your throttle, as it's really not the best situation to be in, as if you ever have to emergency stop and you accidentally slam on your front brake, you're not gonna emergency stop, you're gonna turn into the emergency and fly over the handlebars. Another con is the squeakiness of the clamp. This clamp will slowly untighten after you ride more often. Right now I did tighten it as much as I can, but I feel like after like a couple kilometers this will be loose again. I'm gonna have to tighten it again. I have one more con that I'm going to say, which is the kickstand. The kickstand sucks. I really hope they change this. This really is an annoying thing. Like, they can change it so quickly. It's a small little thing that just ruins the experience of enjoying the scooter. But if you ever have to stop over and you're like, I'll show you an example actually right now. Move the scooter to the side, and I don't know if you can see that now. If you try and grab it, you can't grab the kickstand. Like, it's so like flush into the deck. Like, yes, it's a good thing because like if you put your foot down you can't scrape your leg on it, but it's at that point where it's just too much flush and you just can't push it in. That was pure luck right there. I wish I could do that every time. You just can't grab it quickly, so every time I stop over I have to like bend over, grab the kickstand and place it down. So that does suck quite a bit. And I just thought of one more con. I'm sorry guys, but the folding mechanism, it can be improved. There definitely should be a clamp at the top that you can leave it on and hook it onto the back. And I feel like having the display being right next to this is very sketchy. I'm not sure how they could possibly improve this. Maybe like putting a different protector or having an insert that you can put on the screen every time you fold it down. I don't know what you can do, but it really does suck if you ever have to fold it really quickly and you gotta like, oh no, I just broke my screen. So you have to, every time you fold it down, be sure that you don't slam the whole thing down, as you can manage to break your screen. Then we've got our nice, very big deck. I really enjoy standing on this deck. As you can see, I have 11 inch shoes, 11 US shoes. It's around like 3/4 of the shoe. So that's more than enough space for your whole sole to be on the ground. And it's very comfortable to stand on. Then we've got the back fender, which is a very nice angle to nicely lay down your shoe on the back when you're accelerating and decelerating. Then on the side, we have got our 2 charging ports, which you can open up and charge them. Please do not mix and match different chargers.
Hundreds of these e-scooters and e-bikes are catching fire.
This demonstration shows what it looks like when a lithium-ion battery fails and sparks a fire, often because of faulty design or overcharging.
Always use the recommended charging cable for it. Do not buy a cheaper, underrated charging cable.
As the spike in people blowing up their scooters is the cause of people using the wrong chargers, please be sure and be aware that you're using the correct charger, as this is starting to become a pretty big problem where people's houses are starting to get burnt down and stuff like that, as they're just not using the correct chargers for this stuff. So please make sure you do purchase the chargers from the manufacturer themselves, as they definitely do have the correct chargers for these scooters. Then at the back we have got this massive, huge fender, I guess, or a, what's it called? A mud guard. It is very big. It definitely covers all the dirt. I have realized though that because this fender slash mud cover is connected to the axles at the back, you can't physically tighten it, and when you hit a couple bumps you can hear like the plastic knock on the tire. I'm not sure if it's just mine. It's not loose, like I can grab it and shake it around. It's not loose, but it's because of like the plastic moving around. It makes this thudding noise every time you hit a bigger bump. But apart from that, it works extremely well, and it definitely does cover all the mud and everything else flying from the back. One thing that I did forget to mention is the weight of the scooter. This scooter weighs 40 kilos. I do recommend having 2 people carry this thing, as I showed you before, the handlebar does not connect to the deck. so you can't just grab it by yourself in one hand. You have to like lift it with two hands. And because the scooter is so wide and long, I do recommend having two people grab one from the back of the stem area and then from the front. So that will be definitely a lot safer. Now I'll talk about the opinions and how I feel like riding about the scooter. So I'll talk about the pros first. The pros are the massive tires. They are so comfortable. I love riding on footpaths, and because they're street tires, they're not as loud as massive off-road tires. So they're very comfortable to ride on normal paths and a bit of gravel. If you do decide to go on some grass, be ready to turn into Paul Walker and drift around like a maniac, as yes, these are street tires. They will not have any grip on grass. I have had some experience from it. It was raining like a couple days before and I drove on the grass and man, was I sliding all over the place. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys learned something new about the Varla Eagle One Pro. I really hope that you understand all my pros and cons and all the stuff that I like and dislike about the scooter. I really hope I made you I helped you make the decision if you want to purchase this scooter. It really is a great beast. You can't physically go wrong buying this scooter, except for if you have to move it around obviously or put it into the back of your car. You will have problems with that, but apart from that, it's a great scooter. I love riding it. Please like and subscribe, as that can really help me evolve my channel and create better videos. And please leave a comment down below if you guys want anything you want me to say about the scooter, and anything else or any type of different videos you guys really want to see. And as always, ride safe and keep exploring.